So you know this. I'm the only person that actually wants to commentate this.
And I got dragged on to commentate with you.
Listen, this deserves good commentary, though, because we are about to have ZeroTwoNone and AceAttorney,
Yes.
who made that huge upset over Christmas, which was heard around the venue.
Yeah, he had a pretty sound pop-off. Let's see if he can do it again. Zelda Ditto's coming in. So,
I'm so
talking
excited.
about mirror matches in Smash has always been weird at any level of play. You playing Zelda, of course. What do you have to offer when you have to fight yourself?
It's hard, okay? So there's a lot of unique things about the Zelda mirror that people may not know. For example, with Nehru's Love, the Zelda that Nehru's loves second actually gets the hitbox.
But the reflector remains for both, but not a hitbox on the second?
Well,
like
if there's technically
like they're not going to clash?
I mean, they do. It's just that the person that, like, the hitbox comes out for
like
the person
second
that
one's
actually
just going
is
to beat
late.
it out? It's just
Yes,
gonna ram it?
correct.
Okay.
For some reason.
So running it over with Nehru, how often are we going to see the two of them run at each other and just Nehrus?
Never.
All right. Well, you know what we are going to see off
We're
this
gonna
Phantom.
see,
everyone's
right.
best friend. Oh, hold on.
Don't you dare.
Oh.
Brandon was kind of against going Zelda, but I told him that if he is not a BITCH, he would go Zelda.
I don't know. Sometimes not all the wrinkles in his brain comes out at the same time.
Oh, he's going Robin.
because
Okay,
of
he's
that.
going to give it a shot.
All right. So there's still some merit to this match. There's still a Zelda on the screen.
Well, here's the thing. So I usually play with Brandon when I get here just because, like, he's a good person to warm up with just because he knows the matchup really well. This Robin is legit. It's not Jewel, you know. No one is quite like Jewel, but I'm thinking that ZeroTwoNone is going to kind of use his knowledge of frame data here to actually help him out a lot, but we're going to see a lot of displaced Phantom from AceAttorney in this match.
Now, what's displacing the Phantom going to really provide? I know it's a little bit of movement and it's going to keep active zoning, but how useful is keeping like Phantom there when you have this barrage of projectiles and then Robin rather coming right in on you?
Well, here's the thing with Displaced Phantom. So for those of you guys who don't know, Displaced Phantom is when Zelda sets up Phantom like literally on top of her, where Phantom kind of overlaps her. And with this matchup, it's going to be super, super helpful because ZeroTwoNone's not going to be able to just kind of throw thunder in AceAttorney's face. Or other way around, something like that.
Right. Not a lot of Robin shenanigans when Phantom's right in front of Robin, but that doesn't seem to be dissuading ZTN.
Here's the thing, AceAttorney is just not, he's not really the approacher. He's not really like the approach type Zelda, which kind of makes him really good. You know, all Zeldas that approach kind of suck.
I mean, in general, Zelda's kit is just really good for holding the back line. She can hold the ledge really well. She can control platform as well, which aggro play can come in handy there, but you want to be kind of careful about that, especially when you got the boomstick on hand, like we see ZTN with Levin Sword breaking first blood.
The thing is, when you play against somebody who's also playing your character, they know your tips and tricks too. That's the biggest thing. So we saw there that AceAttorney kind of was stuck on the ledge there, and then he teleported in, but ZeroTwoNone knows the kind of the parry timing, so it was just kind of, yeah. But he misses the Nosferatu, and then he gets kicked in the face, and that's just Zelda for you.
I mean, that's how it be. Like, out of shield.
That's how it be.
She got legs for days. She got him to show.
Yeah, Brandon really has to watch kind of where he's throwing his projectiles here, because Ace is really, really good at punishing.
Yeah, it seems of the two, at least character-wise, Ace seems a lot more comfortable with being patient, just waiting for ZTN to come in on him. To be honest with you, I expect ZTN to do a bit more of the camping. I like that he's trying to stay on more of a middle ground, stay between the plats, stay to like center stage where necessary. But when he rushes in, he's picking laggier options, which unfortunately Robin has plenty of.
Ooh, okay. I kind of like how AceAttorney doesn't just rely on Phantom and side B. He was kind of like sharking for another thing. You know, if you guys don't know, Zelda was heavily buffed this patch, and that up air is deadly much faster. Ooh, doesn't get the sweet box. Ooh, okay. I like that. I've never really seen that before. I don't know if Jewel does that. I have not seen that.
Using Nosferatu out of like the tech stage situation is interesting enough, but I don't know. I feel like that was more on AceAttorney. Like, he put his Phantom in one direction, tried to cover with Roar's Wind the other, and that leaves him in a pretty sticky situation.
Did you see that? The book technically just saved Brandon. Ooh, okay. Also,
save him hard enough. All right, down to last stocks.
Din's Fire also helping out here. Also buffed as well. All right. That's something that AceAttorney does really well. His up tilts are really, really good. But Brandon is having such a good time just chilling, not really doing anything. Ooh, okay.
I mean, he's trying. He's now at the percentages where he could just search for his confirm, whether or not it's arc fire or just some sort of ledge situation.
He just does a lot of walking. You know, he kind of just, he doesn't like sporadically move. He just kind of waits for like something to be confirmed or something not. Ooh, okay.
And not at the right height there for Phantom to go through.
Right. Ooh, okay. Like the down tilt. Ace. Ooh, he's going to eat that, but he's not going to die just yet.
He really wants this Thoron kill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but who else?
He got it.
And there it is.
And he got it.
All right, with game one going with 0-9, let's see how AceAttorney handles this. Now, I'm pretty sure he just plays Zelda, correct? Solo Zelda through and through?
Yes, solo Zelda. If you see AceAttorney playing another character, there's something wrong.
All right, well, let's... Actually, we're curious to see if ZTN sticks on Robin.
Yeah, he's going to stay Robin. Why not? Oh.
Because he's ZTN.
Brandon was playing Greninja earlier, and I looked at him and I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Because Greninja kind of ass. I'd be mad if that's what wins in the set.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm saying he can't take whatever the next character out of the grab bag is.
He's going to stay Robin.
Okay.
I agree with the pick.
I mean, it worked out for him just fine.
I really wanted to commentate a Zelda mirror, man. I wanted to drop all of this Zelda knowledge, and I'm not getting the chance to do it.
Well, you still got some opportunity. I'm sure Ace will do something fancy that you'll recognize, because right now it's been a lot of the Phantom movement, and the displacement keeping her safe.
Yeah.
Now, sell me on Din's Fire. What's making this projectile useful in this matchup?
Farther and faster. That's how it was buffed, but it's pretty strong, but the thing is... That was disgusting because it shouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no, that was fancy little read from Ace.
Din's Fire is just kind of like a good follow-up, especially on the ledge. You can kind of track your opponent's movement. I know every Zelda kind of feels differently about it. Like some will set up Phantom first and then go for the Din's Fire to cover anything. But it seems like AceAttorney kind of likes to throw it out first and then Phantom. It's just kind of preference.
Yeah, if anything, like Ace is doing a very good job of following the flow of the projectile game when it comes to fighting from a distance, which makes sense considering like the nature of the projectiles. But overall, I feel like once ZTN closes the distance, Ace doesn't really have that good of an out. He's heavily relying on Phantom in this matchup, which I feel like one of the situations where Nair's Love or even Nair would be fine just for at least breaking away to a mid-distance. Because with her tools, Zelda is comfortable zoning at a mid-distance or even trying to go aggro if necessary.
I feel like so does Robin, though. Robin's kind of okay with either being up in your face, kind of like how we see Jewel kind of all up in those shields, and then Brandon's just kind of like hanging back. Ooh, see? Like I said, Zelda means know the timing. Ooh.
Trying to grab the Levin sword, kind of got lost in the sauce over there.
That's another thing, too. ZeroTwoNone just is constantly just standard get-upping and shield. Instead of just F-smashing there, running for the grab.
All right. I do appreciate that they went to Stadium. I feel like out of any of the characters that could have come out, predominantly, of course, being Zelda, having that laterally oriented stage for the zoning war fits them much better.
I just feel like ZeroTwoNone is on AceAttorney's, like, he's just on him, and AceAttorney is just kind of like throwing out an option, kind of like an I'm scared option. He's not throwing out Nehru's Love, which is the usual kind of like Zelda panic option, but I just feel like ZeroTwoNone is kind of just running it in, Nosferatuing and getting these grabs, but AceAttorney is just struggling to kind of like find his way in. Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's cute. I like how it like zooped up and down.
Yeah, like I said, Din's Fire is a really good like chase method, but not sure how I feel about Ace's like use of it right now.
It's working out well enough. And for what it's worth, it's keeping it even, especially now as Ace takes the upper hand, if even by a little bit.
That's another thing. Zelda's kick always, it's so fun to hit it.
It's a shotgun,
It's so good. It's so, I say it's like crack. When you hit it once, you're like, ooh, that felt good. Ooh!
All right, well, I mean, that's what happens when he keeps on fishing for Thoron. One of the laggiest projectiles to come out of Robin, which is really saying something considering how she takes her sweet time casting a lot of those spells. But I mean, that's the price to pay when you want to style a little bit. And ZTN is no stranger to having to work a little bit harder so that he can stunt on his opponents.
Hey man, let's talk about that forward throw. What do you think he was going for there?
I think it's just a matter of
you have a Zelda
distance.
in your grab and 129 and forward throw?
I think it's just a matter of keeping the distance, especially like. Keep that back throw fresh for when you need it most. Because I feel like this is a matchup from both sides where you cannot afford to throw away whatever your more reliable kill option is going to be.
Right.
And while Robin's not exactly fishing around for back throw kills, it's nice to keep it on hand for when you need it most, especially if you're going to be struggling to find a 11 hit of some kind.
Right.
And as these percentages start climbing.
He's really just, look at this drop down Nosferatu. It's like a weird tomahawk option. Like it's just drop down.
It's so laggy you expect an empty
Ooh,
top.
ladder? Ooh, okay, like it.
Yeah, you can only go so far with arc fire ladders.
It's really important that, ooh!
That was cute. That was like...
I was about to say, it's really important that
That might have been
AceAttorney
the stupidest
gets the
frame
option.
trap I've ever seen, but still the cutest.
All right, gonna get the jab. I'm just trying to see this for myself.
All right, get up air, cover the high option, covers low, puts himself mid to cover that, but still drops in with
kick.
enough time.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't have died, that's the thing. So he wouldn't have died just from the Phantom hit.
Yeah.
So here we go. Oh, here we go.
All right.
AceAttorney smiling.
Lyric, it's your time to
Oh,
shine.
finally, okay. Now I get to talk, man.
Just
I feel like
two
these
Hylians having a good time.
I feel like these players play so differently. So you're gonna watch ZeroTwoNone kind of like start out with the less aggressive option, but AceAttorney is ready with the aggro Zelda.
Just for something fun in the chat, I want to see if someone can keep track of the amount of phantoms that we see
We're
on
at
screen.
5.
Go from both of them. I
Yeah,
want
from
a
both of them.
total count of all of
We're at
these
5.
phantoms.
That was 6. Anyway, all right, here we go. This matchup is heavily dependent off of grabs and what the Zelda can punish out of each person. So there's like a very small window where you can teleport into the Zelda that's currently throwing out Phantom, but none of them are doing it. They're just focused on like reflecting Phantoms, which is very funny. I lost count already.
Yeah, no, this is like some hellscape version of volleyball.
That's another thing too. So something that I figured out, drop down on Shield Nehru's Love. Nehru's Love actually pokes really, really well. So if somebody's kind of stuck in Shield, you can actually kind of like break it apart and put them into a little bit of hit stun. Ooh!
You know, given the shield buffs that were across the cast in 7.0, that's actually really relevant information because everyone's got to worry about that.
Yeah, so if you're holding shield and a Zelda's dropping down onto you, most of the time they'll actually probably try and go for a Nehru's Love. Ooh, kick.
There's just so many.
Ooh, okay, like that. And Nair also was a move that was buffed. It's kind of crazy how up. I knew how many times we were gonna see that. Nair is one of those moves that like a Zelda main will either like love or hate, especially now. Oh my god.
It seems like a watered down version of Lucina's Nair, which if you were to copy any other Nair in the game, that's definitely the one to keep. You know, things are looking mighty fine for ZTN once he switched over to his Zelda. It seems like his style is just more adept at either fighting the Ditto or fighting other zoners. I'm going to give a little bit of credit here to Ace. He's still keeping a very strong, like, mobile fortress.
Right.
But it's like, so there's a lot of zoning characters and a lot of very passive players in the New York, New Jersey area. So you got to get used to this nonsense one way or another. And if you're going to play a character that's part of the problem, you may as well figure out how to solve the problem on your own terms. Good on Ace for maintaining a really long edge situation.
From what I'm seeing though, I feel like ZeroTwoNone is more so reacting to what AceAttorney does. Like it's not like Brandon's like throwing out like 100 options. I just feel like, you know, Brandon's like, all right, you're gonna Phantom in my face, bet I'm gonna like kick you for it.
Right, and that's the nature of a lot of zoning characters is that they're always going to be better when they're reacting. They naturally have the better defensive tools. So
That almost killed.
That's kind of gross.
I know,
Kinda
they
don't
buffed
like it.
I now have a firm belief that every single one of Zelda's specials is now officially broken. All right, the displays from AceAttorney, but not from Brandon. I don't think Brandon can display. Ooh!
All right, buddy. All right.
Nah, come on. Let him be Brandon. Let him be Brandon.
Local obscure mid-tier bullied by other local obscure mid-tier.
You know that this rivalry is much deeper than.
There's too many of your kinds of people.
Can I tell you though, we have a Zelda group chat on Twitter, and it has me, Ace, Click Clack, ZeroTwoNone, me, Click Clack, Ace, ZeroTwoNone, Bazillion, Skyza, like There are
So you're all just in one place.
Yeah, we are all just in one place. And all the other Zeldas are like, I wish we had more Zeldas in my region. And we're all like, no, you don't.